on too.
Uh,
What is this? Rub it in my face that I don't have it?
You're
oh, you
next.
can have it. You could take it. We were gonna have you go instead, but you just were busy.
I was trying to
Like,
convince.
I changed my outfit to make it better, and I didn't even plan for the towel to be this color. It was already this color. I decided I should go with that veteran player style. I can't even handle it. It's horrible.
I
Anyway.
decided I should go with that
Oh,
veteran
look at
player
that.
style. I can't.
Oh god, no, why do I hear myself? I don't like
Because
hearing my own voice.
he's testing the audio.
Oh, my bad.
Look, you're in a sandwich of Dramothra as a Khajiit. That's
That sounds scary.
interesting. Ah.
We look like henchmen.
Okay, do I sound different now? I just changed mics.
Mic at the moment, so it's a little odd. Oh, I heard us back again. Yes, you can post the link. You're a mod. Of course you have permission. Cindy
Oh god,
Lauper.
no. Seriously though, we look like henchmen.
So you're saying that you're my bodyguards?
Wow. Yes. I feel as if I need to be drinking out of my, this might be skooma mug. Oh, I lost Twitch. Hold on. I gotta go back.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay.
Should I try my radio voice?
Sure, why
I
not?
love your radio voice. That was great.
Peanut says, I feel like I've been summoned to the Daedric Principal's office. You're probably wondering why I summoned you here tonight. I should probably tweet that the pre-show's live, eh?
Oh yeah, the important bits. Yep.
Why not?
Oh my goodness. Oh, hold on, I gotta mute my stream so that we don't hear it accidentally. Okay, there we go. That's muted. But, oh, gotta get on the right account. Wouldn't make any sense for Lore Seekers ESO to say the Tree Show pre-show was live.
No, it wouldn't.
People would be super confused.
Oh gosh.
For cross promotion, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, 1/3 of our cast is half of that cast, right? Did you notice I'm also rocking a new look now?
I saw.
I did, and that's why I said we look like henchmen, because you look like the evil boss with us on each side.
It does look like you're like an evil bad guy, and we're like your lackeys.
Yeah, made a new setup with the Oak and Soul ring to try out. Figured I'd throw a different outfit on it too. Now you can see my face. With the hood on, sometimes you don't realize that, like, the eyes actually animate.
Yeah, that they actually like move.
Mm-hmm. Like, the eyebrows and stuff will sometimes move around a little bit too. Little facial animations there. Nice touches, nice touches.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
almost done. I said, Tree Show pre-show is live. Come join us and check out our new looks. Don't mess with the Khajiit. He has 2 wood elf bodyguards.
That's great.
Peanut, I mean, we could always see about trying to do something with that. I'm not sure exactly how that works given the different platforms, but yeah, sure.
Do what? What did you just commit to?
Throwing books at you two when you're not looking? I don't know. No.
Apparently, we look like Cold Harbor minions.
No, he.
Cross podcast stream? Absolutely. That's easy. All we have to do is all be on Discord.
Well, no. Not for us anyway.
Why
Because
not? If we're recording it.
it doesn't record chat though, remember?
Yeah, but if we're recording it on Lore Seekers, then we would be recording it locally via Discord.
Okay. Yeah. If you're recording on here, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. We could record it on our side, no matter who technically was running the show.
Right. Gotcha.
Yep, that's what he just said. I could pull all your audio into my Discord too for you. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a definite shortcoming on the Discord on PlayStation features, that it won't let you record the audio. But I'm sure there's probably some agreements on that kind of stuff that have to be worked out.
Yeah. Remember that time that I forgot to yet again add the link into the...
Yeah. I made sure to retweet it with the link.
I'll add it as a secondary one. Second half of the tweet. I am very tired.
I know, that's why I'm surprised we haven't actually started the proper show yet and just started letting you babble to keep yourself awake.
Well, give me can I have 2 minutes? Because I'm going to go get a glass of water.
Okay.
I have not
I love how you
hydrated.
get up from the table in game when you say that.
I have not hydrated properly for the past 48 hours. So I'll be right back.
Right now, I think the best workaround, which I'm going to play with, is the fact that remote play from the PS5 is supposed to be a lot easier than with the PS4 and a lot more streamlined.
You know, you can actually remote play the PS5 from the PS4 as well.
I believe that, and that sounds like a horrible idea. We've had enough airplanes this week. Anyway.
There's probably ways to do it if you're only worried about getting the audio later, but for purposes of, I'm not sure how you would work around it for the purposes of having the audio live on a stream like this using Discord. If we can figure that out, that would be cool. But
I'm reading the chat. Apparently the veteran people at this who are used to audio equipment have ideas. I just do graphics and coding. I don't do audio. So I love audio tips.
yeah, the issue though is with us doing this live now, whoever's hosting, it only records the person hosting. It doesn't, it won't record the other people. So, for example,
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, here, you can finish your thought, but I think I have an idea and I think it makes sense. Where, you stream the PS5 to a PC, and then you're streaming from the PC, and it would be like any other time you're streaming from the PC where you're in a Discord call. And normal Discord calls can be streamed along on a PC.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's ways to do it. I just wish it didn't require having to jump through hoops to do it. It'd be nice if it just did it.
Ha! I'm right! uh,
Yeah, Peanut, that would be fine for purposes of audio later. Like I said,
Jinx, don't you do it.
My concern was for the live format, which is less of a concern. It's not like this is a highly viewed thing in terms of the live stream goes, but in terms of getting audio recorded live from my PlayStation while I'm recording, it only picks up my audio. So I pull the audio from the YouTube video later, and or from I can do it from the Twitch video too, but it just has to be done in a manner that that video has all of the audio for it to be in the video itself. But yeah, for purposes of audio, yeah, we could definitely do that, and that would probably work fine. In a perfect world, it just works. Also, once we end this recording, I want to run something by the two of you.
Alright. She fell asleep getting a glass of water. I'm just assuming she fell asleep getting a glass of water at this point. How do you fall asleep walking? Okay, I've done it. But how do you fall asleep walking?
I legit was having some struggles staying awake when we went to Disney. In a couple of those lines, I was standing there nearly dozing off. I wasn't walking exactly, but I was like, I'm going to pass out. This is ridiculous. I'm standing up. This shouldn't happen. You know, she said she was going to get a glass of water, not a bottle of water, and she probably has a really, really big glass and a really slow faucet, so that's what it is.
She could go back and read the chat, unless you type a lot of different things so it's off the screen.
Okay, I'm back.
You weren't fast enough, Peanut! Oh no!
Listen, something you all should know about me is when I'm tired, I'm incredibly klutzy. And
Did you slip with the water?
I did not, but I knocked a box of
Lotus.
chocolate milk out of my fridge onto the floor. Yeah.
Don't read the chat.
I 100% am reading it. It's bacon on brand. The PC Discord person records audio and streams in a perfect world. With bacon, that's not... Wait, what's not uncommon, Peanut?
Oh, see, I was saying it was... If you fell asleep to getting a glass of water, or at least I was assuming. I'm like, wait, how do you fall asleep walking? And they were commenting on all the things.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you compliment me too? I'll pretend I didn't see
that's why you weren't supposed to read
Then I
chat.
Yeah, I'll
commented-
pretend I...
Then
I'll
I
pretend I
commented
didn't
that
see
you
it.
had a really big glass and a really slow faucet, and Lotus said that you needed to go get a quick bathtub of water.
Listen, I do need a bathtub of water after how much we walked, man. Holy moly. The other
funny.
day when I looked down after we left you at the Rock Cat thing, Ian and I walked to Boston Commons, and after we walked to Boston Commons, I looked down at my watch and it said 17,500 steps. And I was like, ow. I was like,
Just don't
okay,
sit down. You're
just
fine.
a casual,
Just don't sit down.
casual 8 miles. Everything's fine. Anyway, okay, I'm here. Hopefully you can't hear my coffee cup. Well, you probably can in my mic, but apologies. or my squeaky chair.
What is that smell?
Okay. You know what, Never? I just want to say that the con was not stinky. And it was not stinky so much to the point that people actually even commented on it online.
Yeah, people like actually take showers now after a decade of everyone complaining.
It's amazing. And no, Peanut, I am not drinking water from a coffee cup. I am drinking coffee from a coffee cup, but I am drinking water from a water cup as well. I was going to
I think
drink
you
from
should
my
drink coffee
skooma.
from a water cup.
I was going to drink from my skooma cup that the wonderful Lotus of Doom gifted me, except for the fact that I need to wash it and it's filled with buttons and swag that I picked up while we were there. So. Alright.
Okay, are we ready to do this before we
I'm-
all fall asleep? I mean, I'm gonna finish my one prop I'm working on afterwards, but everyone else I assume is gonna fall asleep.
Sleepy-S for the win.
No, I'm perfectly wide awake.
Liar. Are you
Oh,
standing up?
this is important. Apparently it is not a dishwasher safe mug.
Good to know. I will not put it in the dishwasher. I hand wash. Oh no! No, Doc, no! Oh, womp womp.
Oh.
But thank you for letting me know that. I will most definitely make sure then that my husband does not accidentally put it in the dishwasher.
Haha, avoiding dishwasher supremacy. My Thieves Guild mug is perfectly fine. I use it for many things. Mostly tea.
Shall we?
Yes.
We
yes.
shall.
Let's go.
I told Gwen this, but after the show, once we're no longer on the air, I want to run something by the two of you also. So
Okay.
nothing
right,
big.
well, let's
just
start the show first.
Yeah, we can do that. All right.
Cool.
Going silent in 3. What is up, Tamriel? Welcome to A Snugpod Cast. I'm Never Separate, and I have Gwen the Bard and Crazy Bacon with me. What is up, you two?
Hello.
Delayed reaction.
I was.
Yes.
We were trying not to talk on top of each other. We were being polite.
Okay,
So
go.
apparently, Never has bodyguards now because we look like his oh my gosh, my words. We look like henchmen now because we all got new looks. Before we started tonight, I ended up getting pulled into a trial as well, conveniently, and now also have the silly endgame skin. And so of course I had to do the proper thing and dress myself as a endgame style player, complete with Nordic bath towel and Cadwell's kettle on my head, because that's what you do when you're now officially an endgame player with a veteran skin, right? But Never also got a new look. So now we look like he's an evil villain boss and we're the henchmen. Was not planned.
Was not.
What have you
planned.
two been up to?
Well, in game, not a whole lot. I got my Oaken Soul ring, and I have ran around and picked up or done a few of my other antiquities that I had open. After that, the whole reason for this new look is after I got the Oaken Soul ring, I set up a just another little leveling solo build, and thought I'd just throw a different look with it too. And we'll get to this in a few, but this look is going to slightly change here very soon because we're finally going to get that high shoulder piece thing. And yeah, so
But the shoulders make it. If you didn't have the wide shoulders, you wouldn't look like an evil boss.
yeah.
Yeah, where would Shredder be without his shoulders?
Well,
Exactly.
but I'm not Shredder.
Have
Although
you
that
seen
would
your
be.
Khajiit's claws?
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, not a whole lot. I've actually the past couple of days been delving into other darker things. So that's where a little bit of my free time has been. But yeah, other than that, work is busy. Had lots of fun with equipment failure a couple days ago. That was kind of a pain. But what about you, Crazy? What have you been up to? Or well, Gwen, do you have anything else you've been up to recently? Because Crazy's got a lot. So.
I know. Gonna packs the crazy into this episode. That's the title. No, not really. I haven't really been in ESO a lot. I was away from my console, and I didn't think to bring my laptop with me because I just knew I wasn't going to have time this past week because I have been working on quite a few projects still, though thankfully they're all coming to an end and I can start spending more time in Tamriel again. So my little trial run was the highlight. Otherwise, all I've been doing is just playing Tales of Tribute like the card sharp addict that I am.
Speaking of cards, I finally organized the rest of the 1,000 card box I bought for Magic cards recently. That's not related, but just cards. All right, well.
Don't drop it. If you drop it, it's Magic the Scattering.
Ooh.
Every time. Every
good.
time.
Wow.
That is a lot of cards to pick up. I've played 52 card pickup. I don't want to play 1,000 card pickup. Not to mention the other box of cards that go with it, another 400. So yeah. Anyway, well, I guess we can pass this over to you, Crazy. You've been pretty busy. What's been up?
Nah, I haven't been doing anything. I'm just kidding. Gwen, did you stand up out of...
No, I'm just making sure the thing doesn't skip out. You're fine. No, that was not meant for computer.
I haven't been doing anything, and then you stood up, and I thought you were gonna leave. Yeah. What have I been up to? Well, I just got back from Boston this morning. I went for PAX East, and did a lot there. And I was going to log in while I was there, and my power went out at home, so no logins for me. But yeah, PAX was awesome. It far, far exceeded... I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting it a little, but I don't think I was expecting A, the scale that it was, and B, how amazing it was going to be to meet so many amazing people, because I think was overwhelmed with the amount of people that I got to meet. I knew I was going to meet a lot, but I didn't realize it was going to be that many. Yeah, the first day we got there, we flew in. We left here at like 5 in the morning. Flew in, arrived in Boston around like 8:30 in the morning. Basically grabbed our stuff from the airport, went straight to our hotel, which was a hotel that was blocked out for the convention. So it was really great because we found out there was a free shuttle, which we were not expecting. But it was super well organized, and took the free shuttle over, and literally within getting there, within a few minutes, we met Lotus of Doom, which was so awesome. We hung out with him for pretty much 2 days straight, and just kept adding people to the group. So it was fantastic. But yeah, we did that, and then that night we had dinner with a whole bunch of people. We had the dinner that was like the big ESO dinner that Lotus managed to pull off was pretty awesome. We had the Fox Den there, we had Nephis there, Rebel Eyes, who is doing the stuff for Sky Oblivion, Demon Cat Daphne, Nelly, she does some PvP stuff and streams PvP things, Zero Period George, I know I'm missing someone else and I cannot think of their name at the moment.
Wasn't it Hack there?
No, not at that.
Okay, I saw you had a picture
Nope.
with him, though, right?
Nope.
I thought you sent a picture.
You
Okay.
had a lot of people in that photo.
There was
a lot of people
there were
in that
a
photo.
lot
Like,
there were a lot of people in the photo.
what restaurant let all of you in there without a reservation?
Okay, so there's a story about this actually, really quick. And
I gotta know.
Lotus and I are laughing because we're like, they are never going to let us return. So I'll kind of talk about the con itself in just a minute, but I'm just trying to give you like a rundown of the days. So the basically while we were midway through the day on the first day, second day of PAX, but our first day, Lotus was doing a game demo, and he was like, "Hey, I found out that the one restaurant that we were originally going to try and go to can't make reservations for." We had originally like 22 people that we thought were probably going to be there, and he's like, during the demo, he kind of looked at me and he's like, "Hey, can you guys call Ned Devine's, which is like a pub." Restaurant kind of thing there in Boston, not too far from the convention center. We're like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. It's in like the downtown area. It was actually a really quick walk to the hotel that we were staying at, because we didn't stay next to the convention center like some people. We actually ended up staying in like this like downtown Boston area, kind of like the historical area, which worked out really, really cool. But so my husband called and was like, "Hey, can you all accommodate a party of like 20-ish around 7:30?" And they're like, "Yeah, absolutely. Come on in." So he gave them his name and was like, "Great, let's go." So after we had been at PAX all day, everybody kind of went back. We went back to the hotel real quick, stopped by, and then headed out to go to the restaurant. Well, by the time we got to the restaurant, because we were just a little bit after everybody else, after dropping our stuff off, they had already like arranged the tables upstairs in this area into like 3 individual tables, because apparently what was starting to happen is they were trying to put all the tables together. And the restaurant staff was like, "No, you can't do that. That's all a fire hazard." And we're like, "But we all want to sit together. We all want to talk to each other." And they're like, "Yeah, sorry, you can't do that. That's a fire hazard." So then they were kind of like already like strike one against us, I think. Because of that, and then we ended up spreading out across 3 tables and basically taking up almost this entire upstairs section. There was one poor server taking care of all of us, which I was like, okay, but he's gonna get a huge tip because everybody here is very nice. Yeah, so he took care of the whole party. I told Lotus I don't think they'll ever invite us back again because I accidentally tripped him when he was trying to walk by to give somebody their bill. I was standing up talking to Demon Cat Daphne, and I put my foot back behind me, and the poor server caught it and went flying. Thankfully, he did not fall down, but it was a comedy of errors on so many fronts. Yeah, we weren't a hard party or anything. It was just there was a lot of us. He was very unimpressed most of the time, it seemed. So, yeah. It was really fun though. It was a great time. Everybody was there all together for a couple hours and whatnot. So that was the first day. So for me, the first day was very long because we woke up at like 2 a.m. our time and then didn't go to bed until probably midnight. So it was a very, very long day with walking and, all of that stuff. So yeah, that was the first day. Second day, the people that we met met up with Avron and Pylon, Genovakin, Fio. Lotus was there again, Tom of Hyrule, just like a bunch of other people kind of came and went. I jokingly called us like the amoeba of ESO because we would like be moving through an area and we would be, 3 or 4 people wide, and then we would end up in a single file line, and then we would lose half the group, and then half the group would go somewhere else, and like we just kept picking people up and dropping people off at different places around the con. So people would split up for a while and then come back together. But it was a really great time. Like, we had so much fun meeting each other and hanging out and just kind of putting faces with names, and it was amazing. Like, just getting to see that much of the ESO fam all in one spot together. was so cool. Like, just an awesome experience. I'm super hyped for Vegas because we're gonna see a lot of those people again. Not all of them, but we're gonna see quite a few of them again. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, PAX itself, where to start? It was incredible. I have never seen such a diverse group of just people in general. Like, fantastic diversity between cosplayers, gamers, people that you could tell were there for networking for business opportunities, people who were streamers who were there to try and get sponsorships. Like, just a crazy amount of people, but like all awesome. I never once heard anybody like badmouth anybody. There was no pushing, there was no shoving, nothing like that, even when it got like super duper crowded, which was so refreshing. And just in general, like the couple lines we waited in, it felt like they moved pretty quickly. The demos of the games were all great. Like, just it was such an interesting and amazing experience. I would recommend to anybody, if you get a chance to go to a PAX event, like, just do it. It was super duper fun. Like, super duper fun. And you can get, like, you can win stuff. Like, one of the very last things that we did with Lotus, actually, is the group kind of like disbanded a little bit, and so we were the ones that were left at the convention center. And he was like, well, I want to go look at some Turtle Beach headset stuff. Let's go. So we're like, okay, yeah, we'll come with you. Why not? Like, we haven't looked around too much at any of the like products that are there, so let's go. So we walk down and we go to this Turtle Beach and Rock Cat like area that they have set up, and within the area they had 4 different zones that you could kind of like mess around in. So they had like a zone that was demoing their new joysticks. Like, they had a full flight simulator joystick that you could sit in with like pedals and, you know, a yoke and all of that stuff. Or they also had just like the single joystick that you would use, you know, for your typical like fighter game, like fighter pilot game. And then they had an area that demoed you know, keyboards and mice and headsets. And the last one was like a photo booth that you had to do, basically. When we walked up, we didn't know, because we went just specifically looking for headsets for him, but we didn't know that there were these like enamel pins that you could collect from each of those sections. And once you got that, then you got to go over and play a claw machine. And like the claw machine had different prizes in it that you could win. It had these like balls with little papers in them, and on the little papers it would show you like, oh, you want a t-shirt, a lanyard, a this, a that. And of course there were the super hard to get ones. There was like a crazy, you know, keyboard and like a noise canceling headset and, you know, weird things like that that are impossible for somebody to win until the end of the night, because all the other stuff would have to be won in front of it. But yeah, so we went around and like did all 4 of those things. Lotus got to look at headsets, which, by the way, the Turtle Beach noise canceling headset, that was one of the craziest things I have ever put on. We put it on at the convention, which is incredibly loud. It's just like constant white noise. And then you tap the button on the side and it was like silence. It was the weirdest thing. My husband and Lotus like looked at my face because I like turned it on, and then I like dropped my jaw open like, what? And then I like turned it off again and turned it on and turned it off. And I just stood there and turned it off and on for for a few minutes because it was so impressive. So, would recommend. It was not a cheap headset, but if you are looking for a noise canceling headset, that one's definitely a good one, because I can confirm, have tried it.
That's the best advertisement for a headset I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was really funny. All 3 of us did the exact same thing. We put it on and like toggled it on and off and on and off and on and off over and over again to try and listen to it. But it was really cool. So basically we did all of these things in that area, and then we went over to play the claw machine. And the claw machine, I was not expecting to win anything out of, because I'm usually pretty terrible at claw machines. But I like was kind of zipping around in there trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was not paying attention to the timer. And the timer ended, and like the claw dropped, and somehow it went right in between these other two balls and grabbed one of the bottom ones and like pulled it up, and we were all like, oh my gosh, what's in there? Because it was one that I didn't think I could possibly get to. And it turned out it was like a wrist guard, like, you know, like the cushy like wrist things that you can put on your desk. So I won one of those, which was really, really fun. And then my husband went, and he did not get anything from the claw machine, but if you didn't win from the claw machine, then you could go over, and they had basically like a Plinko. So you could put like a little coin down, and it would like roll down into one of these little spots on the bottom that had different prizes listed. And he ended up winning a USB sound card, like a stereo surround sound card that you can plug in, which is kind of crazy. And so did Lotus. So, all just for like basically going and messing with stuff at their booth. So that was a pretty cool sort of experience. We played a couple like random games. We played a game called Bolt Gun, which was this weird like pixelated kind of like Doom-esque sort of, you know, first-person shooter game, which was really, really fun. I'm trying to think what else we did. The big one that we did, I don't want to share too much about because I think actually Lotus is going to share some on it maybe in the future. But we got to see a demo game played of the Elder Scrolls tabletop game.
I want to know everything! Tell me all the details!
The ESO tabletop game. Here's what I will tell you, because again, I don't want to step on any toes, and I think that
you're fine.
Lotus,
You're fine.
Lotus
I
is going
totally
to do some stuff for Tales, potentially. It was about 3 hours for them to do. Excuse me. It was about a 3-hour game, the demo game that they played. The artwork is stunning. The cards are beautiful. The board itself is beautiful. There's some interesting, I guess I would call them mechanics, perhaps, to the board. And the way that you can build the board for different things that you're doing in the game. Again, I'm trying not to spoil too much. And the thing that impressed me the most is that you can tell that they have definitely done their research, because some of the recipe names, things like that, are literally straight from ESO. So it's fantastic because you can tell that they really did reference this game hardcore. It's not like a tabletop game where they're like, oh, we're just going to make our own stuff up and it's going to be within that theme. Like, they 100% went with actual Elder Scrolls Online lore, as well as locations, as well as artwork, even down to how you build your characters. So I am very, very excited for people to see it. I think that people will be impressed. I think it will, for me personally, it would have like a learning curve. There's a lot to follow. And being in the loud convention space with masks, because the convention was still masked this year, it was a little bit tricky sometimes to hear the Chip Theory Games gentleman who was explaining everything. But overall, just such a cool experience to watch that. So yeah, it was really, really neat. I have loads of pictures. I shared a bunch of them with Lotus. I also took some video of stuff that I shared with him. So maybe eventually, once it's all good to share that stuff, then I'll share it in our Lore Seekers Discord for people to see. Because I saw some chatter about it today, which was kind of funny, the timing of it. I think it's because there's like a Kickstarter or something starting to circulate around that's showing some of the things that are going to be in the game. So it's pretty cool. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see if they do any additions to it as well at some point. Or what the actual end stuff comes out as, because what we were reviewing, of course, was just demo. So, you know, we didn't get to see the final finished product. There's still working on some of the mock-up stuff. But everything that we saw had been quote unquote like approved to be shared and to be, you know, like looked at because the guy said so. Yeah. The only other thing that was like, it wasn't a bust by any means, but we felt so bad for the people because I can't imagine having this happen as a developer. We went to a booth where there was supposed to be this MMO that's like a medieval MMO to try because Lotus had a appointment for like a group appointment. So a bunch of us, I think they said they could take up to 9. So we were all going to go over and like play all together in PvP and do all sorts of stuff against each other. And we get there and they are just like running around like crazy. And we're trying to figure out what's going on. And he goes over and does an interview with them and then comes back and he's like, I have bad news. We're like, what? He goes, they are having connectivity problems and like none of their computers will talk to each other and it's a PvP MMO, so literally like you could get on the game and just wander around but you can't do any of the features. And we were like, oh no. So there was some poor tech guy who was there and he's like, I don't know what's happening. He's like, something fried. None of the computers are talking to each other. There's no like connectivity, nothing's happening. So he was trying to like scramble to fix everything on the floor because they had demos scheduled for people throughout the day and they couldn't do them. So they told us like, come back by later and hopefully we'll have everything fixed. We kept walking back by and it was just like a fire. We felt so bad.
Oh no!
So we never got to play it, which was a bummer because it actually looked pretty cool. I think it was called Feudal Lands, maybe. Is that right? Yeah, something like that. So yeah, we'll see. But
One day that game's gonna come out and you're gonna be like, that was that one.
That was that game. Yeah, it was overall PAX was an absolutely incredible experience. I am so glad that I got to go and just meet people and look at the setup itself. Apparently everybody was saying that it was bigger this year than last year, of course, but that it was still not quite fully back to what it was because in the past they had Sony and Microsoft there too. And of course they were not there because they're just not, because they're doing their own standalone things and whatnot now quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even though there was no ZOS representation either, there was so many ESO people there and so much, so much to see and do that it was well worth going. Just an incredible experience. And like truly the Elder Scrolls like family, the streamers, the people in Discord, just meeting all of them and spending time with all of them was such an amazing experience. Such a fun time. And I did sit and talk lore with the Fox Den. Ninetail Fox was grilling me on the Aldmeri Dominion, and I was like, man, I am so tired. I was like, I cannot function talking lore right now. He's like,
what?
he's like sitting across from me, and he's eating his burger, and he's like, Katie. And I'm like, yes? And he goes, I need you to tell me why you think Irene is a good ruler. And I was like, what? And he's
okay,
like,
that's different.
He's like, why do you like the AD? I was like, oh no. He's like, let me tell you about Queen Irene. He just like launched into this huge thing about my tired response was initially to him, well, I mean, and he's like, I'm not talking about Kate Beckinsale because everybody likes Kate Beckinsale. I'm talking about Irene herself in the game. And I was like, well, I mean, I think she could have been a good leader. I think her thoughts are in the right place. She just, like, wrong place, wrong time. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ghosted everybody for a while and then tried to come back and make it work. And I don't think people like that very much. So it was a fun conversation because we talked about everything from Queen Irene to the Dwemer disappearing to theories on time travel in Elder Scrolls. Like, it was wild. It was wild. So, just an awesome time. Awesome time. So, definitely I'm thankful that I won the tickets, and it's such an incredible experience. 10 out of 10 would recommend. We'll definitely be going back. So there you go. That was it. Do you have any questions about PAX or anything weird that I said? Or maybe didn't say? I know I'm forgetting so much. There was so much that we did.
Well, there wasn't an ESO presence there, really, right?
There was not. There was no ESO presence there because they were over at in San Francisco for the game developer stuff that was happening over there.
Right.
So Lotus had flown to San Francisco and had done a quick test of whatever they had them test, because nobody knows, because they're not allowed to share it yet, and then flew back in literally the night before we got there. So he had come in late Thursday night and we came in early Friday morning. So when we met him on Friday morning, I was like, well done, you're alive. I cannot believe that you're standing here this early with us. Thank you for coming. So he had flown in from doing that stuff. So there was no ESO or ZOS presence there that we knew of, other than stream team members and just general ESO players that we knew were going.
Right.
And then, of course, Chip Theory Games, which it's not ZOS, but it is that was the only Elder Scrolls quote-unquote themed thing there. In terms of merch, the only thing that was Elder Scrolls themed that we saw while there, I actually bought, and it was a cloth map of Tamriel. So I bought it, and I flipped it over, and I had everybody that was there sign it on the back.
Yeah.
So I will probably be bringing that to Vegas as well, to have people sign.
That's cool. How big is it?
It's like legal paper.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like the size of a placemat. That's what I would say. Probably about
Cool.
the size
Travel
of a
size.
placemat. Yeah, it's travel size. It traveled easy. I was able to put it in. Lotus gave me. He was very kind, and he gave me a little loot crate that had like some stuff in it, and so I was able to like kind of put it down in between the loot crate and bring it home in all of that. So yeah, I was able to make it work and travel with it home, because that was the first thing that my husband said to me when I was like, "Can I get this?" He's like, "How are you going to get that home on the plane?" And I'm like, "I will carry it. I will hold it in my hand the entire flight. I don't care." And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Listen, you do what you're going to do." I was like, "No, I'm serious. I will get it home." He's like, "It's going to get smashed in your backpack." I'm like, No, I will hold it." So it worked out great because we were able to put it in the box. So,
Nice.
yeah. Anything else? Any other weird questions? Burning questions you want to know about PAX?
No.
Sweet.
I mean, other than just being curious about what all games were there, like
There were... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it would be cool to be able to see a lot of the upcoming games. And it wasn't at PAX that they were showing off the Unreal Engine stuff, was it?
I don't know. I didn't see anything like that, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't there, because there is literally so much to look at that you will miss something.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I saw. I've seen a couple of videos pop up on YouTube from some kind of Unreal Engine thing that they did. There's like several different videos that showed off like environments and facial animation stuff, and so I didn't know if that might have possibly have been there, because that was some pretty cool stuff. But
it might have been, because being completely honest with you, I spent all of my time on the expo hall floor. I did not get to go to any of the panels or any of the talks that they did. So there's the expo floor where you have all of the demos and all of the merchandise and all of that stuff, and the tournaments that were happening. And then upstairs and in different halls, they had like different, panels, or there was like a cosplay competition. There was a panel on video game voiceover and immersion and acting and motion capture. There were just different things that were running constantly throughout the day in all of those different spaces. And the interesting thing was they had like wait times. So you could go and look, and it would be like 30-minute wait, 5-minute wait, to get into the different theaters or the different shows that they were having. So I didn't get to partake in any of that stuff, unfortunately. Maybe in a future year when I can plan better. I definitely know that if I do this again, I will want to be there for longer. Probably at least an additional day. Just because. Because 2 days was great. We originally went with the thought of just doing 1 day, and then we were able to get in, both of us, on the second day. So we ended up going back the second day too, which worked out really, really well.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's PAX.
Cool.
It was crazy. It was fun. It was awesome. Would recommend.
Yeah. Maybe next year we can try to all work out getting there, or getting to something. I would have liked to have gone. I wish I could go to Vegas next month too, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
next year you should plan, because if they do Vegas again, next year's the 10th anniversary. And also, the 10th anniversary will be on April 14th, and this year the Vegas thing is on the 12th and 13th.
Like,
So,
you're asking a lot.
coincidence? I think not.
Like, Vegas is easy, but for some reason, flying over that mountain range right there is very expensive.
Yeah. It's true. So
Well,
there you go.
We've got a year, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you got to go and get to hang out with everybody. Yeah, that's definitely cool. Well, all right. I guess moving on to ESO related topics.
We were already on ESO related topics.
Well, a bit more specific.
I know.
More exclusively ESO related topics. How about that? There's a lot of news this week, like so much news that we can't even fit it all into this crazy packed show. But let's see. You said there was two things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know the one. I referenced it earlier. What was the other thing first? Because it was a smaller thing, right?
One sec.
Well, there's technically
three things, but only two things. Because the one thing is just reminding everyone that they're for pre-purchase for Necrom. Four things. There's four things. We actually got news. Oh my gosh. Alright, so do we want to talk? So, first thing, just quick brief over. There is a new article with community guides for Scribes of Fate and Update 37, which, since we are console people here, that will be coming out soon. So, 2 days. Tomorrow. Or yesterday, if you are listening to this recorded. So there's some community guides there if you want to look at those for the new content that we just got. And then we have the Jesters Festival.
Yep, that was the one that I was more looking towards there. Yeah, so we want to talk about that a little bit. Jesters Festival. We got a couple of new things coming this time. So, yeah, so the Jesters Festival is going to start March 29th at 10 a.m. EDT and continues until April 6th at 10 a.m. also. So you're going to be able to get bonus XP and ridiculous awards, it says. Now, a lot of this stuff's going to be returning. So a lot of the little dazzlers and cherry blossom confettis and revelry pies and things that eat up your inventory space.
I finally deleted them all.
Well, you're about to get 4,000 more. But yeah, style pages. You can get all of that stuff from the regular stupendous Jesters Festival box. And then the Stupendous Jester's Festival box. You might also get a couple other returning things, some high valuable treasures. But the new thing from that is going to be the Jester's Minstrel Daedroth Costume Fragment.
Oh my gosh, that sounds great.
So,
That sounds amazing and also, like, impossible to say fast.
that's why I didn't
I'm
try.
not going to do it.
That's why I didn't try. Jester's Minstrel Daedroth Costume Fragment. Yeah, that's a lot. So we don't have a picture of that, do we? Is that pictured anywhere in this article?
It is. It's
That's
pictured
the one-
below. It's pictured below. Someone's wearing it.
With the broom and the bucket, right?
The one fighting the one person who's fighting the person with the
Fighting
broom and the bucket is wearing the Daedroth costume. There we
Yeah,
go.
gotcha.
Okay, but I love it because it actually has Daedroth feet and it has, like... It's so cute.
You can be a
I love
Breton
it.
or a wood elf with a tail.
That is the best
Yes.
cosplay.
It's funny.
The question is the tail gonna be tied to... Wait, it's a costume? Oh, never mind. It's a costume. It's not a style. Because I was gonna say, if it's a style, then would it be tied to the chest plate or the legs?
I would say
I
the
would
legs.
say the chest.
I would say the legs.
You think?
Yeah, I
Because
think so.
normally when you have those flaps, they're whatever your chest piece is.
Yeah, but it's a tail, and a tail is right above a butt, so...
But it
Yeah.
looks like the fabric color on the tail matches the fabric color on the chest piece, not the legs.
Yeah, but that could just be,
We'll
For
have to find out.
color
We'll have to get
palettes.
it and find out.
yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be style pages, so it won't matter because you're just going to put the costume on. But still fun thought. That's really cool.
So in addition to that, there's also a small chance of getting a couple of new style pages. You just mentioned those. The bucket style page, so you can be a bucket head, and a broom style page. So does the broom, does that look like a two-handed weapon, or...
Yeah.
Because that's sort of silly and ridiculous. I mean, it's Jester's Festival, so it fits, but...
So it's something you're gonna use. Got it.
Maybe a cat running around with a broom. Kind
During
of funny.
Jester's Festival, I 100% run around on my stick horse.
Oh yeah, I've got the. Which one did I get? I think I got a stick guar. Yeah, those are funny. So you'll be able to pick up the quest, getting the band. Oh, excuse me, getting the band together. And we're gonna have some stuff at the Impresario as well. What are we getting there?
At
Let's
the
see.
Impresario.
All 3 Passion Blosser, Dance, and Pet fragments. All 3 fragments for the Passion's Muse personality. The new bound fragments for the Jester's Minstrel Daedroth costume. New bound style page for Bucket. New bound style page for Broom. And new hide shoulder collectible.
There it is. There it is. Finally going to have that shoulder hide option.
I.e., you will have 0 tickets at the end of this event.
So, but speaking of tickets, I didn't mention that. You can get up to 24 this time. You get 3.
What?
3?
Oh, okay.
Yes, you earn 3 event tickets. The first for each Jester's Festival you complete the first one each day. So 24 total that you can get, but don't forget you can only carry 12 at a time. So don't turn in quests when you have full tickets because you will not maximize your rewards there. But it does go on to say too, if you don't get the hide shoulder collectible, that's going to be available at the assistant as well once the event is over. So that's something that you'll be able to go and pick up pretty much any time. And then the second and third fragments of the Passion's Muse personality. The Delicate Dancer's Baton and the Pressed Lily Petal insoles. So many words. These things have such long names.
Pressed lily petal.
Insole. Yeah, so you'll be able to get the rest of that. Is there one more? Is there 3 or 4 for that?
I think it's only 3.
Be sure to grab it and any of the other fragments you need so you can complete the set. Sounds like that's going to be the final pieces.
Yeah, there's a bit of a typo. It says the all 3 fragments for the Passions Muse personnel.
Okay. Yeah. So that's coming up soon. That's what day did I say? The 26th?
29th. 29th. 26th would have been yesterday. 29th.
Is it the 27th?
Which means I can participate 3 days. Right? There's 31 days this month.
Yes.
September, April, June, and November. All the rest of 31. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do 3 of them this year. I haven't been able to do the Jesters Festival the past 2 years, so I can do 3 this year. I'm excited.
We should preload you. Oh, you can't preload Jesters Festival.
Yeah, we can't.
Never
Jesters Festival.
mind. There's my tired talk.
Yeah, it happens. So yeah, if you are going to be around and want to take part in some silly nonsense, Jesters Festival is right around the corner, and some new stuff to go pick up from that. And I probably am most excited about those shoulders and getting rid of shoulders. So
I'm excited for the Daedroth costume or the broom. I'm thinking the broom. I always love the opportunity to get the Cadwell's weapons and style pages because I don't have all of them yet, and it's just great.
They're so cool.
They're the best.
yeah, so you can run around with a pot on your head and a broom in your hand, or a bucket on your head. Either one. I guess the bucket makes more sense because I'm given it's probably a mop bucket.
I worked really hard for this hat. Okay, I worked really hard for this hat. I had to suffer through stone falls for this hat. Okay, that was rough.
My condolences.
That was rough.
Well, I guess that pretty much covers the majority of the news there, right?
We still have another thing in the news.
Do we?
It's important to talk about cosplay when it's brought up because Elder Scrolls cosplay does not get a lot of love because even though it's a recognized series, there's not a lot of characters that get cosplayed because it's not very popular in that scene due to it just being sort of considered obscure. And we need more Elder Scrolls cosplayers. It is a series that needs to be recognized. We are covering this article.
Somebody needs to
Sorry, I get
cosplay as
passionate.
Nikodar.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, good luck wearing a fursuit in the heat down there. I don't recommend it.
Nope. I did go to a convention here in Florida where I live, and I met a Whiterun guard.
Nice.
Like full Whiterun guard.
Did he have an arrow in his knee?
He didn't, but it was amazing.
That's great.
I took a picture with him. I'll have to see if I can dig that out anyway.
Anyway, our article here is the community spotlight. Oh, I am so sorry if I butcher your name. Navin rules Cyrodiil with this incredible Emperor cosplay. And it's detailed of the cosplayer, and it's showing off of her Emperor cosplay, what she did was she did the Emperor's Regalia costume from in-game, which is absolutely ridiculous because there's so many details in that. It also goes on to say she's also cosplayed Queen Irene before, and that she updated it and that she's also planning on updating it for her High Isle version as well. And it also shows that cosplay in the article too. This is definitely something that you can look at for the pictures, which I would recommend because oh my gosh, the details and just how close she paid attention to on this armor is amazing. Because
this looks like some movie set stuff.
And it says she cut it all out of 1mm EVA foam with the scalpel, and let me tell you, that takes forever. And the fact that she went so far is to make a pattern for it and then cut it all out and make sure it all fit and measured it and everything. That is a lot of time. That alone is so much time. When you're crafting with foam, it just takes forever. Absolutely forever, especially with how much details on that Emperor's Regalia. And it shows, there's some of her process photos and stuff. I would recommend looking at the photos in this article. Creating a cosplay is absolutely chaotic, but if we want to see more Elder Scrolls cosplayers, we definitely have to support the ones who are already there. And it's Elder Scrolls Online, like a lot of MMOs, is a hard series. This is my opinion here, to cosplay from, because when in the cosplay community, what most people are looking for in a cosplay is this one, a character that is recognized widely, and and then a character that can win competitions. That's normally what people are looking for. And unfortunately, not a lot of Elder Scrolls characters fit that bill. So I think we're starting to see because I just was on TikTok the other day and I saw a Queen Chimera cosplay as well, and that was gorgeous. And we're kind of like in a little resurgence right now in the cosplay community where people are saying cosplay what you enjoy, even if it's not recognized. And so we're starting to see more of those, and it's definitely something that we need to keep that energy moving. We need more of these. This is great. But check out that article, look at her costumes. The fact that she documented her process and everything for that and shared it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty impressive. I'm copying that link now so that I can put that in the notes in the podcast. So yeah, go check that out for sure because that is really good.
Ooh, she also has an Azura
Ooh,
cosplay.
fun,
If you
fun,
follow
fun.
her Instagram, she's got some really good stuff there. I just took a peek.
Good.
So, very, very cool. Let's see. Is that
All
it?
right.
That's it, right?
No, we have original character prompt.
Oh.
Yep, we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
start doing those. Yeah, so this week's original character prompt is, where are you coming from? When you originally create your character, whether you are picking up the flyer to go help Abner Tharn with the dragons, whether you are on the boat to visit your friend in Vardenfell, whether you are just woke up as a soul shriven in Cold Harbor for people who have been here since the beginning. How did you get there? Where were you before that? Where are you coming from when you are starting out in this game? That is the question for you to answer this week.
That's a good starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that kind of starts some people's minds working. Send that stuff into us. Tell us. For sure.
Tell us, write it down for yourself. Just think on it. Let's expand on our original characters here. Let's get rid of our murder hobos.
And we have an original, well, not an original character channel, but in the Lore Seekers Discord, there is a channel for, let me make sure I get the name correct so I don't mess it up and tell people to go to the wrong spot. There should be a, yeah, it's called RP Creative Writing under the role-playing channels. So you can go there, or there's also a character roleplay channel. So there's an RP Creative Writing and a character roleplay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yep, and just a reminder there, you can share it with us, you can share it in the Discord, or you can just keep it to yourself. Do not feel pressured to share it with anyone. I understand some people are shy about their writings and shy about their stuff, and that's perfectly fine. Yep, this is just a prompt to get you started.
Yeah.
And apologies if we seem very unorganized and not knowing where we're going next. That's completely because we weren't entirely sure we were meeting today.
This is true.
Due to, Crazy was just getting back in. And
It was just a crazy night.
yeah.
It's fine.
It was.
So we had no notes to work from. So that's why we were like, is there anything else? But yeah. So before we say there's nothing else, is there anything else?
There is actually nothing else this time except for where can they find us? Because
Yeah,
we've checked off all of our boxes, I think.
Cool.
I think that's it. I could probably ramble about PAX for another 2 hours, but I'm also very close to sleepy-essing because it has been a very long, like 48 plus hours.
Well, if you think of anything else PAX related, you can just write that down and discuss it next week.
Sure.
It'll be completely fine. Because we're not going to know about it until you tell us. So, you'll get our live reactions one way or the other. But yeah. Well, all right, everybody. I guess that's going to close us up for the week. And before we kick you out of the Snugpod, if you want to find us on the social medias, then you have a few options. You can find us pretty much everywhere at A Snugpod Cast or just Snugpod Cast. That's on Twitter, and email is snugpodcast@gmail.com. We've got Twitch and Twitter. Where do they find those?
What?
Not Twitch and Twitter. Twitch and YouTube. I already said
I
Twitter.
was like, what? I was like, Twitch is twitch.tv/SnugPodcast. And YouTube is go to YouTube and type in Snugpodcast because we still don't know our URL.
Oh my gosh, we need to update that.
Yeah.
But
I
you can
think
type in.
I think it's just like at Snug Podcast or something, but it's
The
like
last time I tried that, I couldn't find it. I
Yeah.
think it's because it's like a sub account of your account. But
That's-
if you
yeah.
search for Snug Podcast, you will find it, as long as you don't try and go to the direct link.
Yeah. And if they want to consume this any other way besides video, Gwen, is there an option for that?
Go to your podcatcher of choice, and we are probably there as the Snug Podcast.
There you go. If you are interested in joining the guild, you also can do that. We're on every platform, at least on the U.S. servers. The others, PC EU guild is pretty active. Xbox and PlayStation less so, but we're there, and you can come hang out with us. And there is a direct link for our Discord now that I'm trying to get to and find, but
Discord.gg/Loreseekers ESO.
There you go. And you can also go to loreseekers.club. There's links for stuff there too. Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, you know what to do with that. And we should hopefully be back next week and see what new things are happening around Tamriel, and maybe not be so sleepy and all that good stuff. And maybe they'll have a little more news. We're going to have new content on console between now and then, right? So,
Yep.
maybe we'll have some reactions to if we get a chance to run some of that stuff together, and we'll talk about that a little bit maybe. But until then, have a good week and take care of yourself, take care of others, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Sleep well, Tamriel. I know I will.